Alright guys, here we are in Logic, and what we're going to have a look at is trying to balance the kick and bass. It's a question I see quite a bit where someone's saying, oh, the kick's not cutting through the bass, or the bass is overwhelming, or when the kick's in, they occupy a really similar area in most cases. And there's a couple of little things you can do to sort of have a look into it and find a better way to balance them out. And I just thought I'd use this beat I'm just messing around with here just to show you guys a couple of ways that you can tackle the issue and understand a bit more about what's going on. So for perspective, I'll just play a little bit of this beat. Cool, so at the minute you can hear the kick drum, it's there, but there's definitely some conflict going on. So let's just get rid of these guys right here and we'll have a look at the two. So I'm pretty sure you're the little subline. As you see, I've not labeled anything, which is terrible. Always label your channels. And that's going to be our kick. Beautiful. Now in Logic, if you use the channel EQ, it's got an analyzer with it. It's going to be a useful thing for us to do now. If you click on this big square up here, it's just going to automatically load for you. And I've got a nice big screen, so we will have both nice and big. Beautiful. Now the analyzer can just be switched on just here on the bottom left. And top is our bass line, bottom is our kick. And we'll be able to see what's going on inside those sounds. And look at that, they've both got a really similar arc, haven't they? They're really occupying the same space. And there's a couple of ways we can tackle that. We can look at EQing and freeing up some space by taking bits out of each sound so they work a little bit better together. Now, the fundamental of our kick is going to be right around here, whereas it moves around in terms of the bass. So what we could do is actually take away a little bit in the bass where the fundamental would be in the kick drum. Just a touch like this, and we could narrow the Q down just a little bit. If we take that down by as much as 3 decibels, when the bass tone does hit around this area, it's going to be reduced a bit and allow the kick to cut through a bit more. Cool, so it's like, I think it was that third note there, which is right on the same area. Yeah, now if we do it without taking that out, and now just with that 3 decibel reduction, that's super subtle, but what we're going to do is 100 little things to make everything sound a little bit better. Now, another trick is you can use some of the high frequency in the kick and bring that out a little bit. There's a couple of ways you could do it. You may wish to reduce the overall level of the kick and then bring the volume up, so it's going to bring the higher frequency out. Although for the sake of this, we're going to solo the kick, have a listen to where it is, and we're going to boost in that particular area. Okay, so just here above 2K, I think we're getting near 3K there, yeah, 2.5. That's just giving a little bit of extra top end there, and that's working pretty well. That should help them combat each other a little bit better. re-engage it. Like I said, you could reduce the low as well, and then you wouldn't have to boost this so much, or you could just turn the overall gain up as well. Be another way to EQ it. Probably the correct way to EQ it, but hey, for the demonstration purposes, it's just getting an idea. Okay, so if we disable both and then listen to what we've got so far. Okay, so they're balanced a little bit better. Now, what I would do next is to start sweeping and looking for any treble frequencies, probably going to be around the mids in both, sort of the 200 to 500 area here. And I'd look to be removing any conflicts we're getting around there as well. So I'd solo the bass. That's not a nice tone, we'll dip him away. I'd repeat that until I was happy that there was nothing else conflict and unpleasant in there. And then I'd go and do the same in the kick. I think we're okay there. So now together again. And we're really taming that note in the bass here. Might bring it down even further. Now we've sort of heard it, you can't really unhear it. So yeah, like that bell tone almost coming through. We can take it away. They're sitting together a little bit nicer even more. So that's some ways you can just take two things that are conflicting each other, look at the analyzer and EQ them counter to each other. Something else you can do is a little bit more extreme. So to do this, you'll need a multiband compressor that allows a sidechain. I'm going to use FabFilters Pro Multiband. And what we can do here is we can just add a new section. Most multiband compressors will just have predefined sections. This, you can add them in as you like. And we're going to set the sidechain to be that kick drum. So we want the kick drum to be the thing that triggers this. We need to open the little expert tab here and change it to external. And we should see now we'll get the same frequency analysis we did before as the EQs, but they'll both be in this window here. And we can see that when the kick drum triggers, it's now taking the lower end out of the bass right there. And the attack's probably okay, the release can probably be lengthened a bit, something like that. And maybe less extreme, so maybe only take it down by about 3 decibel. That's letting the kick punch through even more there if we take it away. Still hear a little bit of conflict. And even more so. Now I boosted some of the higher frequencies in the kick drum. We can absolutely do a similar thing here. What we'll do, get it around that sort of area. If we solo it. Yeah, around here. And we can just have it so that so it's now allowing that bit of the high end of the kick drum to come through, the bit that the ear really catches. So the low end here you feel more than really hear, and the high end is what tells the ear what's really going on. So letting that pass through helps out. So if we now get rid of these. Yeah. So in context of the whole track, So let's take off the EQ and multiband compression that we had, and I'll reintroduce it as the loop goes through, and hopefully we can hear a real difference there. So without it, the kick's definitely a lot woollier. It's having to fight with the bass a bit. It's just not as clear. That's made quite a difference. And that's just us playing around here just for a few minutes. If you really apply what you're doing and look at what's going on, you can get really great sounds this way. And it's a really great way to resolve bass conflicts. The multiband compressor is the extremer version, but as you can hear, it makes a big difference. If you don't EQ first, you're probably not going to get as clear a result. So I hope that's been helpful for you guys. I hope you can apply it to your mixes, and I hope it helps you out. Any questions, throw them in the comments down below. I will always get back to you guys, and I will see you on the next video.